Yo, what's going on, everybody? Oh, gosh. What's going on, everybody? It's another Keeping It Real podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see right here, I got some ice on my groin. I got some ice on my leg. My leg, it's early. My leg has been giving me some issues for a while now. Trying to rehabilitate it so I can start running and exercising and all the good things that I want to do with my freaking leg and my groin. Oh yeah, it's been giving me some issues lately. Like I've been saying, I kind of pulled my groin about like 2 months ago, and I have not really been able to get it back to 100%. And I guess I'm gonna have to spend the next week, 2 weeks, just completely trying to ice it all day and then heal it and then ice it all day and then tonight, like before I go to bed, I'm gonna go for like a nice little walk, and then I'm gonna have to stretch it out so I can when I lay in my bed, they say that you should have your muscles stretched and you should be nice and flexible, so when you go to bed you have a lot of blood flow and stuff like that. So I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do. But right now I got my ice on the groin. And yeah, it's a little chilly, but it is what it is. Probably going to have to move it in like 5-10 minutes, but we're feeling good, feeling right. What's going on, everybody? It's another Keeping It Real podcast. It is Monday morning, and yeah, we're chilling. We're vibing. We are what they like to say, the youngsters like to call it vibing. But guys, I got another microphone. I got a second chair, and as soon as we can, we're going to have a guest on the podcast, and we're going to be chopping it up. Having some fun, the solo podcasts are low-key coming to an end. I really wanted to just start the podcast, get the YouTube channel going, get the Instagram going. If you guys want to follow the podcast on Instagram, link will be in the description. Also, if you want to check out my personal vlog where I make YouTube videos about whatever it is I'm doing with my life, you guys can go check that out. Link will be in the description to this video. And yeah. But guys, I'm chilling. We're vibing. Like I said, we're vibing. We got I'm very excited to start interviewing some people. I don't want to call it interview, but just podcast with people. Really just podcast with people, chop it up with other people, see what they're about, see what they're made of, see what their brain is thinking, see what they're planning in their life. But yeah, definitely going to be introducing some people to the podcast. So I'm very excited once I start doing that, I'll be very excited. I'll be very, very excited. And yeah, we'll see what the future holds for this Keeping It Real podcast. But if you guys are listening or watching, if you could please drop a comment, maybe drop a like, maybe share this podcast with one of your friends. If you're like, yo, my friend Timmy would really like to watch this podcast. Well, damn, go show Timmy the freaking podcast and let's get the show on the road. But yeah, this weekend was pretty crazy. Last podcast, I was super hype, but we had UFC 251, and I was really excited about that. I just want to say, I basically was really hype about this. So all weekend, I kind of sat around and just waited for UFC 251 to start. And it is, your boy lives on the East Coast. So that being said, the good fights don't start until 10 p.m., maybe 11 p.m. And your boy likes to go to sleep early. I'm an early sleeper, early riser. So when it comes Saturday nights for UFC, I always, my schedule's all thrown off. I'm like, my body feels all weird. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, what the fuck? Is it like 1 in the morning right now? It's only 10 at night. So, yeah, I ended up, it was like 7 o'clock at night. I've already watched like two fights already, and I'm freaking waiting. I'm waiting for Joe Rogan to go live. I'm waiting for the main event to start. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so bored. I've been waiting all day to watch these freaking fights, and I still got like 3-4 hours to go. And what happened to your boy? I fell asleep like a freaking bitch. Like a freaking bitch I am. And I woke up. I thought it was like 10:30 at night. I woke up. I was like, oh, I think it's only like 10:30. I should be good. I look at my thing. It says 12:30 in the morning. I'm like, fuck no. I literally bought the pay-per-view and everything, dude. Such a neck. But luckily, Luckily, I ran over to my computer, turned on the fights, and the Max Holloway fight was just ending. So it was 12:30 in the morning, and the main event did not even start yet. So I was very, very happy that I was like, oh my dude, I thought I was really about to miss the main event. I thought I missed the main event actually. So but yeah, let's talk about these fights. Dude, my throat is all freaking raspy right now. Oh my gosh. So right off the bat, let's just talk about how Rose Namajunas got that decision. She was putting in that work. She was winning on the feet. Like the first fight against Jessica Andrade, I think that's how, I don't even know how to pronounce some of these people's names. But yeah, she was really getting that dub on the feet until she got slammed on the dome piece, which how everybody knows how that ended. She got knocked out, dude. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, this fight she looked really good. I'm a fan of Rose Namajunas. She's kind of a Thug Rose. Her nickname is Thug Rose. Ah, my gosh, moving this ice pack on my leg. But yeah, they like to nickname her Thug Rose. I don't know why, because she's a freaking gangster. I mean, anyone who's getting in that octagon fighting is a freaking gangster. So yeah, she got that W. That was very good. Petra Yan, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Petra Yan, and Jose Aldo. That was a good fight. It was a pretty. I was excited for that because I knew Yan is a mainly like a boxer and a stand-up fighter, and we know Jose Aldo likes to stand up and bang. So I thought it was going to be pretty interesting going into this fight, knowing that both opponents are probably very willing to stay on their feet and just throw fisticuffs, throw fists and kicks and punches and knees and elbows. So I was excited going into that fight because I figured they were both going to continue to stay on their feet, which they did, which they mainly did. Jan might have gotten a takedown or two. And then, yeah, he hit so hard. He hit so freaking hard. I think it was the end of round. Was it round 3 or 4? Like I said, your boy fell asleep. But I think it was round 3 or 4. Could have been even round 5 that Jan got that W, man. He started beating up on Jose. He started beating up on Jose Aldo right at the end. Good stoppage. New bantamweight champion of the world. 135 pounder. Best 135 pounder in the world. UFC, man. Petra Yan. And then we had the fight this was low-key the fight that I was really excited for, mainly because I am a Max Holloway fan. It is what it is. And, coming from that stance, coming from that position, I mean, Max Holloway won that fight. What else do you want me to say? Max Holloway got the knockdown with the head kick in the first round. He got the uppercut drop in the, was that the second or third round? He got that uppercut knockdown. Dude, he got 2 knockdowns. And then Volkanovski, I believe in the 3rd or 4th round, he got a takedown. And then at the end of the 5th round, he got that little takedown. But those takedowns, they didn't do anything. He kind of just took him down, and Holloway got back to his feet, fought back to his feet, and they were back up on the feet. So, yeah, the judges gave a split decision to Alexander Volkanovski, and still the 145 featherweight champion of the world. I don't agree, though. I think the first fight, you could have given it to Alexander Volkanovski. I think the second fight I think Max Holloway won. I don't think Volkanovski won that fight. I think Volkanovski took the most amount of damage. He got knocked down twice. Even though he took down Max twice, the fight basically got to the point where Alexander Volkanovski decided, well, it's not really working on the feet, so I might as well try to take him down. So that's why he started going for the takedowns, because he was losing on the feet. And that's okay, because that's what MMA is. You're able to switch it up. You're able to go from the feet to the ground. But at the same time, he didn't do much on the ground. He didn't do anything on the ground, to be honest with you. I just don't think that Max Holloway lost that fight. I just don't think that. I think that's crazy. But that's what happens when you get with these MMA judges. These MMA judges don't really know what the hell they're watching, I guess. But dude, it's kind of sad, especially being a Max Holloway fan. I guess you could consider me a freaking Max Holloway fan. But yeah, it's just a little sad seeing my boy Max not able to get that not able to get his belt back, not able to get his hand raised. And you could look at it from this point of view that the best 145-pound MMA fighter doesn't have the world championship belt. You know, Chael Sonnen put it in those words. You know, the best 145er in the world does not have the 145-pound belt. So why is that? You know what I'm saying? Why is that? Is it because the refs? Is it because did he really win that fight? I don't know. But personally, I think Max Holloway got the W. I think he should have got his hand raised, and I think he should be the new and improved / former 145-pound featherweight champion. But what are you going to do? The only problem that I have with that is now if Alexander Volkanovski doesn't want to take the trilogy fight, like I said, the best 145-pounder in the world has no chance to get back to the belt. That's fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like Max Holloway, come on, bro. We need a petition for my boy Max, but I don't know, man. What are you going to do? And then the main event, really threw me for a storm because I was really excited. I think everybody was really excited for the main event. You got the boy, game-bred Jorge Masvidal against, you know, the nightmare, the Nigerian nightmare, Kamaru Usman. And I would say the fight went exactly how most people would maybe realistically think the fight was going to go. So the first round, they mainly stood up, and Usman got cracked a bunch of times. I'll be honest. Jorge Masvidal was throwing some real bombs, and he connected with Usman's face a few times. He connected a few really solid punches on Usman. And I feel like if maybe that first round was longer, or if in the second round, Usman decided to not follow the good game plan and start wrestling him and using the clinch and all that stuff. If Usman decided like, nah, I'm going to try to stand up and box with this guy, he probably would have gotten finished. He probably could have gotten knocked out and finished because he was really getting hit with some hard shots. And Jorge Masvidal was ready. Jorge Masvidal didn't have a full training camp, so obviously he probably went into that fight like, I got to knock this guy out in the first round, and if I don't, then it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a freaking long night. And that's what it was. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Jorge. Dude, my throat is all messed up, yo. My throat, dog. Come on, son. Yo, I was about to hit the beach today, but it was, I don't know. I don't really have anybody to hit the beach with. You know what I'm saying? When you wake up in the morning, like, damn, bro, it's a nice beach day. It's like, wait, I don't really got nobody to go hit the beach with. It's like, damn, son. But yeah, man, that was a Usman. I don't know, dude. It was a good fight. It was boring. I'll be honest. It was freaking boring. Like I said, the first round was fun when you're like, oh my God, Jorge Masvidal might knock him out because Usman was taking some shots, some real shots to the face. He was really getting punched in the face. And then yeah, Usman put that clinch on him, put him against the fence, started getting some takedowns, started getting some clinch work, really started working the Muay Thai, not the Muay Thai, but he was in the Thai clinch. He was just clinching him up, putting him against the fence, got his back against the fence, putting all of his weight on Jorge Masvidal. There was not much Jorge Masvidal really could have done, except probably, you know, come into the fight with probably like better cardio, even though he took the fight on 6 days notice. There's really not much to say about Jorge Masvidal. He fought a really good fight for what he could have done. You know, the punches and the shots that he landed were pretty significantly, I would say, powerful shots. But yeah, he couldn't get it done. It was a boring 5-round fight, five round. I wouldn't say beat down. It wasn't like a 5-round beat down. Like, I'll be honest though, Kamaru Usman beat up Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley got beat up by Usman. I was really surprised about that. I thought Tyron Woodley was going to come out there pretty strong, pretty tough, but he definitely was not in the right headspace. I don't know. The fight game, I guess. It's the freaking fight game. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Yo, I was watching this guy. Dude, fucking hilarious, bro. I don't know much of his other videos, so I don't know if he's like out here doing some wild stuff. But this guy on YouTube named Danny Mullen, he rolls around with like a freaking. He's kind of like a Danny Duncan kind of dude, but like a little bit more like TV show type of thing, yo. He's pretty. I don't even know how to explain this guy. He's got like 500,000 subs on YouTube, and this guy like I seen the one video he posted the other day. He got in like a brawl at the beach on 4th of July. So he dressed up as like this he dressed up as like this 4th of July. He dressed up as like this like Captain America outfit guy. He's got like this big red, white, and blue red, white, and blue like flags. He's got the stars and the stripes as a suit, like a suit. And he's got this big top hat, like this big top hat where it's just red, white, and blue. And then the people, like his entourage, like his little YouTube entourage, that's like his like security and like his friends and stuff. They're wearing like colonial frontiersman like outfits. Like, so people from like the 1800s, what they would wear, like those little like costumes that kind of look like Harry Potter type shit. I'll try to get a picture for you guys. But dude, this guy was running around freaking. I think he was in Venice Beach. I think he looked like he was in California. And he was just running around like screaming like a whole bunch of random just like a whole bunch of provocative stuff. I don't even really know it was just so funny, yo. And then people were so triggered, yo. He was just interviewing people and like I can't even explain it. Like I didn't watch it. I only watched it once. It was like a week ago. And I never watched any of his videos before, so I don't really know like what he does, but it seems like he probably just rolls around, records things, and just like, yo, what do you think about like this and this? And just like talks to people, and people are like giving their honest opinion about some shit, and he's like just fucking with them, yo. Like, so he's like, so you think about this? He's like, so you think this about this? Like, what about gay people? Just like the most random stuff, yo. And people are so triggered, yo. It's so funny. But yeah, this guy Danny Mullen, yo. Danny Mullen. And then at the end of the vlog, yo, he's like a Nelk. He's like a Nelk wannabe. At the end of the vlog, like he's like his boy starts like hooking up with this girl at some like college party. It's so stupid. And then like there's a clip of him hooking up with the same exact girl. It's so nasty, but it was like after they did all this crazy stuff at the beach, yo. It's low-key funny. It's low-key funny. I'm not promoting that stuff. That's actually bad. That's bad entertainment. That's bad. We shouldn't be watching that. I shouldn't be promoting that. Danny Mullen's a bad guy. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yo, I was actually crying though. It was actually really funny, yo. I normally don't watch those kind of videos, like that stupid funny where they're like, I don't like those prank videos just because like those people are such assholes. And in retrospect, this guy Danny Mullen is probably like a little bit of an asshole when it comes to like making YouTube videos, and like he's got to go out and he's got to make people upset at him. And he's got to go trigger people and shit. You know, it's probably not. It's probably a lot of anxiety on him to go out and freaking record a video. But at the same time, that's what he does, and that's what he's doing. So I mean, you can't hate on it too much. All right, we about to lift this. Oh, we're lifting this ice a little bit higher. We're gonna try to tuck this ice up in the high thigh groin area, baby. Oh, but yeah, Danny Mullen. Yeah, I was dying. He was actually pretty funny. Yeah. Danny freaking Mullen, yeah. Running around. He has like a little mullet too. I think that's why he's going with the mullet. Yo, but I wanted to talk about this this book. This book is called Breath. This book called Breath by James Nestor. So James Nestor was on Joe Rogan the other day, and I had to go to work. So I was getting ready to go to work, and I peeped that Rogan, dropped the podcast. So I was like, you know what, let me just see who this guy is. Maybe I'll listen to the podcast while I'm driving around working and stuff, right? So I figured out that the guy just wrote a book about breathing, and he's like this breathing. He basically, the first 10 minutes, he explains why breathing through the nose is the most important thing you can do, and how breathing through the mouth has like negatively like evolved human beings, and kind of, I would say negatively de-evolutionized. So basically we went through like an evolutionary process, but in a negative aspect, because of the way we eat processed foods and the way we live our life and the way we speak a lot. And it also enforces us. Like right now, I'm trying to focus on breathing through my nose, but at the same time, I'm speaking. So it's very hard to speak and breathe through your nose. But breathing through your mouth apparently causes so much more like autoimmune disorders, autoimmune deficiencies, diseases, illnesses. So many things comes from just simply breathing through your mouth. And also a lot of like, I don't want to say it's like a pseudoscience, but like once you realize like how powerful like unlocking like the key to breathing through your nose is, it's very like interesting, yo. Like, cause like the scientific evidence that he had of people breathing through their mouth and all the negative attributes it brings into your life and the negative things that just comes with breathing through your mouth. And all the native people, all the ancient livers, all the ancient people that used to live here and study science and study anthropology and stuff like that talk about how breathing through the mouth is so bad and how breathing through the nose is like one of the most important aspects of life. There's like nutrition, there's mental health, and then there's breathing through the nose. And like people like me and you probably like breathe through your nose. Like I'm just breathing. What do you talk? Like take a big deep breath. Breathe out of your like, and that's really all out of your mouth. Like, and that's really not what you should be doing. So where I am right now is, I'm basically like 6 hours through I'm listening to the audiobook called Breath. And, it's like 7 hours long. I only have like an hour and a half left, which is going to be pretty fun. I'm going to listen to that tomorrow morning, maybe a little bit tonight. But, yeah, it's really interesting to hear all like the scientific evidence about why you should not breathe through your mouth and why you should always breathe through your nose. And it's almost like right there in the book. It's like, damn, bro, like you can't even like deny the evidence somewhat. It's kind of crazy. And then you also hear the stories of like personal people that just, they have something wrong with them, something that's just like a normal human being issue. And then they focus on, they're like, yeah, I just changed the way I breathed and my life completely changed. And you're like, well, hold on. This sounds like something I should probably do. It's like, well, hold on. You did what now? You changed this from that because of this? It's like, all right, maybe I should add this to my own schedule. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But yeah, I really wanted to talk about this. I wanted to make a clip and post it on my Instagram. The book and audio book Breath by James Nestor is so fascinating. And I would honestly have to say, might be a little cliche, but it's definitely life-changing. So I definitely wanted to bring it to the podcast and let anybody listening or watching this know. Audiobook, Breath, or the book itself, Breath, or even just the podcast with James Nestor and Joe Rogan was really fascinating and really mind-altering. Really just makes you think like, damn, bro, is that true? Like, is what this guy's saying, is this true? Is this guy capping right now? But yeah, I really wanted to tell that. So hashtag breathe through your nose and not out of your mouth, Playboy. What really grasped my attention in that book was the guy talked about how all right, hold on, guys. So the penis and the vagina. Hold on, it might not be the whole vagina. I think it's just the clitoris. So the penis and the clitoris, the same exact like cartilage that's like that it is created, like that is made. Oh fuck, I'm butchering this right now. So the same exact cartilage that the penis and the clitoris has is in the nose. So like they say that the nose is like one of the most connected like organs to your genitals, male and female. So like I didn't know that. So this guy like explaining all this, like this power from breathing through the nose, and it gives you like control and nervous control through the penis and the clitoris. I'm like, what the hell? I was like, is this true? I was like, my nose is connected to my it's like your hand is connected to your yo, but I was listening to this falling out of my car. I'm like, really? I was like, geez, I did not know this. And then he starts talking about like the whole aspect of people like eating and how not processed. Obviously, processed foods are bad, but once we figured out like cooking food gives our brain more nourishment, but it also negatively affects our jaw and our teeth. That's why like apparently back in the day, like Native Americans and even like ancient hunter gatherers had perfect teeth and perfect structural balance in their teeth and in their mouth because they were constantly chewing on fresh natural vegetables and products and basically foods, and your jaw would be chewing constantly all the time. You would really be exercising your jaw and your mouth and the muscles in your jaw. Now our foods are so soft and so processed and so fake and mushy that actually negatively affects our jaw, and it negatively affects the way we breathe. And it negatively affects the shape of our jaw and the shape of our mouth, and then it fucks up the spacing for our teeth. It messes up the airflow for our breathing, and it was really a fascinating book. So if you're an audiobook kind of guy, go get that audiobook. If you're a paper reading kind of guy, go get that book. And the biggest thing for me, it's messing up. I like to read. I like to read in the morning, but when I read, like I speak the words like ba 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 ba, but that's constantly mouth breathing. So like the past few days, I've been trying to, dude, it's actually kind of hard. I've been focusing on trying to breathe through my nose while I'm reading, but at the same time, that doesn't give me the opportunity to speak the words as I'm reading it. It's like I have to focus on like not keeping your mouth closed, so you're breathing out of your nose the whole time. But then when that happens, like I'm like losing focus of reading and shit. So I'll be honest, it's kind of throwing off my reading and it's making me a little upset. But I mean, it's probably just like a little speed bump in the long term road. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This speed bump in the long term technicality. But yeah, we're doing that. We're doing that. So yeah, if you guys want to check out that book and start practicing your breathing and practicing, unlocking your life into the next realm. Bum 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 bum. But yeah, go check that book out. It's called Breath. Dude, I read this book called The Alchemist. It's kind of famous. I'm sure someone listening right now has either read it or heard of it. It's a famous book. It sold over tens of millions of copies. The author himself, Paulo Coelho, I think that's his name. Paulo Coelho, guy from Brazil. He actually sold it. He's written a whole bunch of books, but I mean, altogether, his books have sold over 150 million copies, which is kind of insane in terms of books, because someone that reads kind of realizes that a really quality book only sells like maybe a few million copies, maybe if you're lucky, and that's even like a really quality book. So to see a book like sell millions and tens of millions of copies, it's like, all right, what does this book have? This book probably unlocked maybe something pretty deep. So I got the book The Alchemist. I read it. It was good. It was interesting. Was it? I don't know. I'd probably have to read it again. It's one of those books where it's like very like I wouldn't say it's like a folktale book, but it's like a meaning book. There's like a meaning in it. So it's like you read something and there's a meaning behind it the whole time, like a morality book. I don't know, but it's really interesting. It's a really famous book. It's really like I guess you could say it's like a piece of classic literature, The Alchemist. So I read that. Also, another book from like basically a book that could be considered somewhat classic, maybe modern classic literature, is The Four Agreements. I see a lot of people talk about the book The Four Agreements. So I wanted to read it. I finished The Alchemist. I'm not done with The Four Agreements. It's a small book, so I'm just taking my time trying to absorb and take in everything that I can take in. But it basically, the Four Agreements, I'll talk about the Four Agreements. The first agreement is be impeccable with your word. Basically, know what it is that you're talking about. Don't be a knowing liar. Don't try to be truthful. Try to tell the truth. The truth is going to set you free, especially if you don't know. If you're willingly lying about something, that's just going to bring that negative energy straight back into your life, and I'm sure you do not want to deal with that. Nobody really wants to deal with that negative energy. And so be impeccable with your word. they say that's the biggest agreement. The first agreement, be impeccable with your word. So it's really think about what you want to say, how you're going to say it, who you're going to say it to, how you're going to say it, depending on who you're going to have to say it to. So, yeah, just be impeccable with your word. The second agreement, do not take things personally. This is the chapter that I just finished. And I think it's like a great philosophy. I think these 4 agreements are great philosophies. I'm gonna have to put a little bit of personal work in to try to really make these stick. But don't take things personally. The author likes to talk about how if someone, like, let's say you're talking to someone and they're like, bro, you shouldn't really be doing that. Bro, like, I think you would be better at this. Like, that's good, but I would do it this way. Like, there comes a certain time in your life, like, when that's like when you're young and you're stupid and like you're with your friends, and because like this book, the 4 agreements, it goes for everybody. Like you can see, like, I don't know, like the way he words it is very all encompassing. It's very all encompassing. Like, everybody can put their foot under the magnifying glass and be like, yeah, this shit goes for me too. It does. And that's kind of how I went, like, started reading this book. Cause the author, like, once you start getting into the first agreement, like, he starts making really like, I don't want to say generalizations, but dude, we are just humans. We are just a fat generalization. We just want a little bit of love. We want some fucking attention. We want to be our hierarchy. We want to be probably at the top of our hierarchy. I'm sure we do not want to be at the bottom of our hierarchy. Yeah, we want to be happy. We want to be loved. We want to have attention. Our social hierarchies are mad important too. So learning about that is something really valuable. But yeah, don't take things personally. Like, if someone's trying to give you advice on something and maybe he's going at it really negative, or maybe they're just straight hating on you. Maybe someone's just straight hating on. It's like, yeah, bro, I want to do this with my life. It's like, yeah, that's a fucking shitty idea. Odds are that guy's opinion or point of view or negativity is just a huge exclamation point on his life. So the way he is maybe belittling your idea or degrading you or putting you down or something like that, it's really just a mirror image of himself on how he really feels about himself and how he really feels about his situation and how he's dealing with his situation, or he or she, whatever it may be, if whoever you're dealing with. But do not take things personally, because people are gonna, if someone's having a shitty day and they're an asshole to you, like, you can't take it personally. You can't let that. You have to realize, like, damn, that person probably is having a shitty ass day. And there also is a little bit of the only thing with that is then you don't really take any accountability, because there's parts of that that's true, but like, if you're an asshole and then someone's an asshole back to you, you can't be like, oh well, fuck, this guy's just an asshole. It's like, no, buddy, you were being rude and disrespectful first. You were being ignorant and belligerent first, and then you got that right back to you. So there's give and take. Like I said, all these books, you got to take it for what it is. But yeah, do not take things personally for the most part. Like, especially if you're doing the right thing and then something comes back to bite you in the ass or something, odds are it's probably not your fault too much. So don't cry over it. Don't lose confidence over it. It's almost not worth it to go through that. But it is worth it to realize that this person's probably doing a lot of self-suffering to have to, put that negative connotation on you or whatever it is that you're doing. So agreement number 2, do not take things personally. And then the last 2 agreements I did not read up to, so I'm not going to fully explain because I don't want to put words in the author's mouth that I have not yet read, So do not, the third agreement, do not make assumptions. That's just, don't make assumptions. Don't start guessing to the next possible answer. Don't start guessing for someone else's opinion. Don't make assumptions. Don't assume someone's thinking something, or don't assume someone doesn't know something. That's a big thing. Don't assume someone doesn't know something. That's a big thing that a lot of people got to do. I learned that from a Jordan Peterson book, one of his 12 rules for life. It's assume someone that you're talking to knows something that you don't. So someone that you're talking to, assume that they know something that you don't. So that's a good way to live by. And then the fourth agreement is very simple, but is not very simple. As I said that, I'm like, it's actually not that simple. The fourth agreement is always do your best. Not simple. That is not simple to always do your best. It's very easy to not always do your best. It's very easy to do your half best. But at the end of the day, if you don't do your best, you're going to feel like shit at that day. You're going to be like, damn, you're going to look at your watch. You're going to be like, damn, today's over. I put in 70% of my effort when I could have put in 95, maybe 100% of effort. And I would have been really, really happy with myself right now. I would have been really, really, proud of maybe what I accomplished, proud of what I did. And now I feel a sense of emptiness because I didn't give that extra 20, 30%. And I feel like so many people probably deal with this. I feel like everybody deals with this, even when they're doing good, even when they're on the road to greatness maybe, or success or something like that. They still have to, these feelings, they're just inevitable. They're just human feelings, man. These feelings are inevitable. They're in us at all times. So being aware of these feelings and being aware of the emotions that you're going to have to overcome and have to deal with and come in contact with is very important. So you gotta try to be aware of that. But man, I have been driving myself. I don't want to say driving myself insane, but man, my groin. I mean, I'm sitting here trying to talk some motivational stuff right now, but I can't even get out. I can't even get out on the field and do some fucking field work right now, bro, because my groin's been messing me. But I'll be honest. It's really driving me crazy. It's really driving me crazy. I'm really want to start talking my shit again. I want to start training for an Ironman. I want to start getting back into my run. Like I was literally, oh my gosh, guys. I don't know if anybody knows this, but I didn't even start taking my running serious yet. Like I just started figuring out how I'm going to train for running, how I'm going to map out my workouts, how I'm going to record and vlog all my workouts and have fun and go adventuring and do different adventurous things while I go for runs, if I go for a 5-mile run in the woods, maybe I'll go fishing once I'm done, and that'll be a whole day worth of vlogs. Like I'll be honest, I had a fucking game plan, bro. I had a fucking game plan, and I had it on the bulletin board, right? I had my game plan on the schedule, and I was fucking getting ready, loading up the gun, and I was about to shoot through the game plan, bro. Just start aiming my target and start nailing the target. That's a terrible analogy. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. But at the same time, I really had a game plan of what I was going to do with my YouTube and my exercising and my training. And my freaking groin has been giving me some problems, bro. My groin, it's really it's low-key heartbreaking, bro. Like it's freaking heartbreaking. Like I'm not trying to sit inside, record a podcast, and then kind of do nothing all day. Like I low-key can't do anything. My groin, like I just want it to be, I want to heal my groin so I can run as soon as possible. So what that means is I should not be doing any other like running and exercising and shit. Bro, like I'm losing my mind a little bit. I'm losing my fucking mind a little bit, dude. It's frustrating. So, and then we got all these businesses are half closed, half empty. You kidding me, man? You try to tell these kids, like, bro, what is, all I have to say is what is elementary school and middle school and high school going to do with these kids? You can't just keep them home, bro. You cannot just keep these little kids home doing nothing. Like, I don't know. I don't have the answers, but like, bro, if I was like Like if I was 12 or 13 right now and I'm like, bro, we might not go to school next year. Like that is fucking crazy. That is the most craziest idea. We might not go to school next year. I'm a little 12-year-old. I literally might be off all year, yo. Like that's not good. That is not good. That is not good. Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't have the answers. I don't have the answers to this freaking COVID-19 virus. This freaking COVID-19 craziness. I don't know what's going on. All I'm trying to do is heal my freaking groin. Oh my gosh, yo. But yeah, my voice is all messed up. Guys, I'm probably going to have to wrap it up, dude, just because I'm getting ready to get the guests on. This is, like I said, the solo podcast is, I wouldn't say it's coming to an end because I'm more than willing to hop up on here. Like after like a month of no solo podcast, like, dude, I'm ready to make a solo podcast. But right now I've been doing a lot of solo. A lot of the podcasts I've done have just been like prep work, trying to figure out what I'm talking about because I'm not talking to another human being. So it's like, let's figure out what I'm going to do. Let's figure out the show, the show of the road of how I'm going to be doing this podcast, how I'm going to edit it, how I'm going to introduce people, how I'm going to post it on social media. I want to say I kind of figured it out. I kind of figured it out for now. So I really want anybody listening to just take into consideration that I'm probably going to be having a guest on. Hopefully by the time maybe next podcast rolls around, maybe not, maybe. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this podcast. Please smash that like button. Please drop a comment. Please share with a friend if you enjoyed. But thank you very much for just chopping it up, keeping it real with your boy. But thank you so much. Take it easy. Deuces.